Hey guys, this is RyGuyGaming here today, back with another episode of Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon. Today we are going to be letting Agent 9 free and then playing his levels, so let's go ahead and pay money bags here. And watch the cutscene.
Thanks, Spyro! Oh, say, you ever see a bear dance? No. Well, it's your lucky day. Check this out. Answer, isn't he? Not much stamina, though. Too bad. I had a lot more ammo left. Anyway, I heard all about how you've been fighting the sorceress and her armies and kicking all that butt, and I just wanted to say, huzzah! Yippee! Woohoo! Wish I could stay, but my homeworld's been overrun by Rhinox since I've been captured. If you happen to see the sorceress, tell her I'll be giving her dancing lessons real soon. Know what I mean? You bet. Later!
Definitely one of the more energetic characters, but let's go ahead and hop into his world as soon as this loads. There we go. Wait, what? It takes me back to the rocket.
What was that?
Alrighty, so here we are. Now, this is going to take some getting used to for the controls. So basically, he controls like a normal third-person character. Remember, the right stick doesn't do anything. Left and right, or L1, R1 are strafe. And then your circle button is shoot, like you would expect. So yeah, basically, this is supposed to teach you how to shoot, but there are Rhinox hiding behind, I guess only one of these, but you saw we killed them already. So yeah, anyways, this character is actually, he has a pretty decent level. As a kid, it's probably one of the levels I replayed the most, just because, you know, it's something different. You're a monkey with a laser gun, which is pretty unique for, I mean, you know, it's not something you haven't seen in a cartoon before, but it's unique for this game, and the gameplay style is something different, kind of running and gunning kind of thing that you don't do a lot of in a Spyro, because most of your attacks are pretty short range. So basically, as long as you keep your strafe up, it's usually... Ooh, what the heck did I think I accidentally hit triangle. But basically, as long as you keep your strafe up, it's pretty easy to not get shot by enemies. The strafing kind of weird, because doing it from a standstill, it takes a second to get going, so it's not like instant. And it kind of like jerks you a little bit, but it's better than not having a strafe. Especially in a character relative aiming game. Like, I think Jack 2 basically controls like this, but instead of... Do I not? Oh, never mind. But instead of having a strafe, he doesn't have a strafe, and you basically just have to aim by pointing your character, which is always not very nice. So I'm glad that games later on were adapted to focus more on aiming with the camera instead of with your character. Now, I think I missed one of these outside, so I'm actually gonna go back and get it. But I remember, if you remember a couple episodes ago in the fireworks factory, I talked about genres going out of date or whatever, or aging, like how people would say the platformer is just kind of a dead genre because it's aged. I think one thing, and again, I don't think that's a valid criticism. I don't think games age, obviously. They don't get older. I think some design philosophies can change over time as they're iterated on and can get better. But it's not like a game breaks down as it gets older unless it has freaking always online, or it has stupid stuff like, you know, patches and DLC and stuff that you won't be able to get in the future because it didn't come on the disc. Like, you can get Spyro 3 and play the whole thing start to beginning without any internet. You'll be able to do it years from now as long as you can find a disc or a ROM of it, or I guess they're called ISOs, but yeah. But for games like, let's say, Assassin's Creed Unity, where that game was basically screwed on release because it was buggy as crap and unplayable. Now anyone that wants to go back into the future and play that won't be able to, because it will be buggy and unplayable, because they won't be able to download the patches, because I doubt Ubisoft will be supporting the patch in like 20 years time. So, because yeah, I think Spyro 3 turns 20 this year. Maybe it was last year, but can't remember if it was 2000 or 2001, but it's definitely interesting to think about, especially when I'm older than this game, so not by much, but still. So these birds as a child kind of freak me out because they'll just like dive bomb you. So I've always kind of just sniped them from afar because I didn't like to confront them head up. So what I do is I run back in here, so that way they can't really get at you. And yeah, you just kind of snipe them and they'll try to land, or you can shoot them out of the air. But yeah, the ones flying will try to land in the nests. And one more, you can I think it's funny, you can like shoot his face through the gap there. But yeah, that's all the birds. Thankfully, we didn't get dive bombed by any. Because sometimes when you're running into that hallway to snipe them, they'll still dive bomb you, so freaky. Let's grab all the gems in here though. Can't remember what I was... Oh yeah. So I was talking about game design and how stuff doesn't really age, but it gets iterated and improved upon. And I feel like as long as something works for the game that it's in, it's fine. Like, you know, obviously we know better than to do character relative aiming these days. That's not to say I don't think it couldn't work in a modern game. I just think a lot of modern developers wouldn't do it because they know there's better things to do with their camera and with aiming in their game. Oh gosh. I guess I'll just tank these hits. There we go. I'm pretty sure if you do that from farther away, they won't actually be able to shoot you, but it's all good. We still have a blue sparks anyway, so you can kind of hit these guys through the arch if you get close enough. But I know they put this arch here just to make it harder to hit them from afar. Uh-oh. Probably gonna get shot here. Yep. This guy's going to shoot. So yeah, I guess it might be a good idea to wait until they do shoot before. That probably would have been smart.
Thank you very much.
Huh, I thought it blew up the bombs you were holding when you talked to him. Maybe I'm thinking of something. Oh, that's Sergeant Bird, never mind. So yeah, that's always a fun barrel to break open. But yeah, like when people say like games like Croc or Resident Evil are dated because or aged, because I think dated is a better word than aged. But that's, at that point you're kind of just arguing semantics. So I don't know, maybe aged is fine if you don't really care about what you're saying, but basically what I'm trying to say is I think if a mechanic or set of mechanics work in the game that they're in, then they are just fine. And it's kind of hard to judge game developers on things that hadn't really been like normalized yet. Like, it's kind of hard. You can't iterate or improve on everything in your game. Otherwise, it'd never get finished because you'd always just be thinking of better things to do. Always trying to improve. I haven't been looking up to shoot these stupid balloons at all, but I don't think I've missed a lot, which is fortunate. Oh, that one's like right over my head. I'm gonna have to go back over here. Ah, yes. That is another thing that I just thought about that could be considered dated. Is inverted aiming. For aiming like this, where you're basically controlling a reticule, I don't know if I like it to be inverted. It doesn't really make sense. But I know I've said this before, that for things like flying, like when I'm flying around as Spyro, I think inverted is great, and I usually prefer that control method because you're pitching instead of just moving the reticule around the screen. I guess if you imagine it like you're... There we go. I guess if you imagine it like you're just pitching the camera instead of moving the reticule, then it still works, but whatever. I think there's a floating balloon out here. Over here. There it is. Oh, there's two. Ah. Dang it. They keep making me have to back up because I can't look up more than like 80 degrees. Let's kill this guy so we can get our nice looking yellow sparks back. Let's see. Are the only gems the one back at the start? I don't know if you remember, but there are some gems back at the start of the level, which is kind of silly. I don't know why they would do something like this. Especially because the mascot levels, or whatever you want to call them, the like mix up the gameplay levels, they don't loop back around. Like every level, or almost every level at least, that you play as Spyro will unlock a shortcut back to the beginning, or to the end from the beginning of the level. And they'll usually have a way to get to the beginning from the end, and because of that. And so it's unfortunate that in none of these levels they do that, especially because this one expects you to walk all the way back. And you could see when I was trying to shoot that fodder there, that was an example of when character relative aiming is bad. If you want to watch a really good video on character relative versus, I think he calls it camera relative aiming, watch Nova Canoe's, the channel is called Nova Canoe, and he does some videos on Jak and Daxter, like the whole series, and then it goes in, basically he has videos on the whole Naughty Dog. What do you call someone's like game discography? I don't know what you call it, but like all the Naughty Dog games. So like he starts with Crash, then he goes to Jak and Daxter, then he goes to Uncharted, then he goes Last of Us, and it's a really good set of reviews. And in the Jak 2, he talks all about character relative versus camera relative aiming, and it's a really interesting thing, especially if you're interested in game design, which I know a lot of people on my channel are, because they're probably here from Roblox development. But that, did we get a level complete? I think we did. Anyways, guys, that is going to do it for me today. I hope you did enjoy this episode. Yeah, next time we will be doing whatever the heck this level's called. It's Crystal Islands? Yeah. So stay tuned for that. And also keep your eyes peeled for new series, new whatever. Come join my Discord. I think the link's still in the description. If it isn't, ask me for it if you want to join. But anyways, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.